Have you ever wondered if there was a game that combined dodgeball, kickball, and British Bulldog all in one? Well, there is, and it's called Dibeke. Now, Dibeke is an incredibly popular and addictive game from South Africa. And a huge emphasis on the addictive part because the very name Dibeke means addictive. So not much is really known about the origins of the sport. The general consensus is that it was a school children's game played in South Africa, and that really just rules, professional leagues, and even the name of the game came much after the game was originally played. What's for certain though is that there's now it's an incredibly significant game now, and there's a substantial effort to preserve the game as part of South African culture today. Sadly, not much is really known about the origins of the game. The general consensus is that it was a school children's game, and that really the rules and the name of the game and everything, professional leagues, came much after its original creation. Now, what's for certain though is that it's an incredibly significant game now, and there's a substantial effort to maintain and preserve the game as a part of South African culture. So how do you play Dibeke? How does it work? I don't know. I actually have no clue. The actual game Dibeke now, played by professionals in South Africa, is incredibly convoluted and is super difficult to explain. So I was very lost. Like, let's just take a gander and look at an actual game of Dibeke and see if we can follow along.
Relax, Abdul, you are safe. Red flag, are you okay? Just check it.
So much like me, you might be completely lost on how to play Dibeke, but luckily, during my research, I found a simplified version of the game. So this version is meant for lower year elementary students, but it gets the general point across. It's the foundation of the game. So it's not the exact version that professionals in South Africa will play, but it's good enough for understanding the fundamentals. So how do you play Dibeke simplified? So here's the field. It's standard 40 by 60 meters across, but really any field or gym, any large open space works for the purpose of this demonstration. There are two teams, each with 12 players, and those 12 players are divided into 6 boys and 6 girls. So gender equality is actually a decently foundational concept in the game, which is quite neat. So those two teams are further divided. So one is the kicking team, or attacking team, that it's trying to get points. And the other team is defending, attempting to stop them from scoring. The attacking team is lined up at one end of the field in what is called one of the safe zones. One attacker is selected by the defending team to be the kicker, and a different kicker is meant to be chosen for each play. Now the kicker steps forward to receive the ball from the roller, and the roller rolls the ball to begin the play. Now there's no point in sending a fast or bouncy shot because if the kicker misses, it's just a redo. Now if the roller fails several times in a row, then the roller should just be replaced. Once the ball reaches the kicker, they must kick the ball past the halfway mark to start the play. And the kicker has to run from one safe zone to the other. They don't have an option, they have to run. Other attackers on the kicker's team can also run across, but it's optional. So everyone on the attacking team can score a point if they reach the other safe zone. So the more people that run, the more points that you can get in one run across to the other safe zone. But the chances of your team getting out are much higher. So how do the defenders get the attackers out and switch to offense? There's 2 ways that you can do that. The first is defenders can catch the ball that the kicker throws midair. The second is that they can tag the attackers that are running across, and you have to tag 2 attackers to switch sides. Those are your options. Defenders can also pass the ball between each other once they have possession of the ball to attempt to tag people. And then once 2 people are tagged or the ball was caught midair, you switch sides. There's no real maximum amount of times an attacker can go back and forth between safe zones, but each time they get to a safe zone, it's another point. There are times where the defense will have a lockdown on the position and the attackers won't want to go and run anymore, and in that case, if no objectives have been breached by the defensive team, another kick takes place, and it's just a redo. The points that have been accumulated are kept, and you keep playing from there. But overall, the game ends when time runs out. Either a standard game played by the professional Dibeke players is 40-minute halves, so 80 minutes in total, but it really doesn't matter. You can play this game for 10 minutes at recess if you want. It doesn't make that much of a difference. Dibeke is an incredibly intricate game when played at the professional level. This is a little simpler, what we've gone through today. But that doesn't mean that skills aren't required to play it. The defensive team has to have incredible hand-eye coordination, right? So you need to be able to both receive a ball and also have the dexterity to hit another player from the attacking team to get outs. And on the other side, attacking teams need incredible hand-eye coordination as well for kicking a ball, and you need an incredible amount of stamina and aerobic capacity to run across from safe zone to safe zone. Now, Dibeke seems like an incredibly fun and entertaining game with a unique and diverse rule set. It's been very fun learning how this game works, and hopefully one day I'll get to actually play this game. I'm excited to see what happens, and hopefully this game gets more attention in the future because it's truly very interesting.